So I'm up nice and early. I think I have about maybe 27, 28 miles to go, 26, something like that. It's hard to measure my distance on this Gaia GPS with just somebody else's track. But so I don't think I'll get it all done today. But hopefully I can get all the way through the Ocean View Trail. That's one of my worries, is that the Ocean View Trail, it's not maintained, so who knows what the storms did in the wintertime, but it's not like, I don't think it's real exposed anywhere, so I think it'll be okay. There's a guy I talked to who did this whole route last year, and he says, oh yeah, it goes, and he ran, so he did the whole thing in 2 days. And so I hope that I can get all the way through the Ocean View Trail without having to turn around and go back down the Monte Arito Trail instead, and then at least reach the first picnic table on the Kennedy Ridge Trail. That's kind of, then I'll know I will have made it. So nice early start time like always, and time to pack up and get going. I love being able to see the curvature of the earth, you know, the making progress across the geography of the map. I gotta climb up this hill here at this mountain. That'll be my high point for the day. I don't think I can see the actual high point from here, but it's gonna be climbing all morning. Catalina, it's coming into view, better view. There's a cruise ship out of Santa Barbara now. Well, the pond is down there and it still has water. It looks a little scummy, maybe hard to get to the water. But I had hoped I could get this far last night, but ran out of daylight. Once it gets like almost sunset, the minute the sun goes down, boom, it's dark. I'm here. I thought I was gonna have to climb up that before I got here. Haven't had any breakfast yet. So my water should be behind this bush. Ah, it's still there. Yay, breakfast time. Well, I've got 2 gallons of water now in my backpack. But it doesn't feel too bad. I will feel safe if I have to turn around. If the Ocean View Trail is just gone to hell or something, I'll be able to deal with that. This trail is a real crest trail. I'm often walking where there's one view on one side and another view on the other side. This view's not quite as good. So if you like crest trails, this is the trail for you. Also, even though it's a motorcycle trail, there's been a lot of bear prints this morning, so it feels pretty wild. And one thing about motorcycle trails, I'm kind of a fan of hiking them, is that they actually keep motorcycle trails open. They let hiking trails fall off the hill and then just close them. And but the downside of motorcycle trails is they tend to be really steep because they want to have a big thrill. So a lot of times it looks like it goes straight up, but it ends up the actual trail goes around the side. But a lot of this straight up stuff has been the actual trail. So I think I see Divide Peak from here, getting close. I think That one right there might be the one that Sierra Club Hike would hike up to and call Divide Peak. I'm not exactly sure. And then I think this little saddle here is where the Monte Rito Trail starts, and that goes kind of down this ridge and meets up with the road, which you can see down there. So if Ocean View Trail is all washed out or something, oh yeah, see, I can see the Monte Rito Trail right there. If Ocean View is all washed out, I have to go down that instead. I think this is my summit. Woohoo, 4,500 feet, Divide Peak. It's all downhill, I think. Maybe some little bitty uphills here and there, but generally all downhill. I think I have about 16 or 17 miles to go, so we'll see what happens. Well, I just spent, I don't know, about a half an hour talking to a motorcyclist who showed up. He said he'd been following my footprints, seeing them get fresher and fresher. And we talked about trails, and he kept telling me that Ocean View didn't go through to Kennedy Ridge Trail, and that I would have to either go down to Murrieta and out that way, or there was some other way. If I trespassed through some ranch, I'd have to cross Highway 33. And so finally I broke out my tracing of Google Earth that I did of Ocean View and Kennedy Ridge. And he's like, oh, that trail. Oh yeah, that goes through. Yeah, you'll be fine on that. So yeah, looks like it's a go, unless there's some big washout that neither of us knows about, but sounds promising. So hopefully I can get all the way out to one of the benches today, and I'm grateful today it's not too hot, so I won't suffer too much. I'm about to enter the really super pretty part of this hike where there's pretty trees and pretty rocks. There he goes. Said his name is Dana. So I'm starting the Ocean View Trail now. Oh, it's gonna be slow going. But it's gonna be beautiful. And down there is Ojai. So according to this, it says Kiosk 2, you are here, and it's 13.45 miles to the Oso parking lot, which is over here in Ojai. So yeah, I could make it. It's only 10:30. We'll see if I can do 13 miles before it's dark. There's a bench here. Long ago, Tony and I would come up here and pitch our tent here. Well, there's this blank laminated piece of paper, and then maybe it's a geocache. I'm going to pull it out. Yes, it's a little geocache. I guess I'm the first to find. I don't have an account on geocaching.com, but I don't think I have a pencil either. Oh well. I'm here to declare myself the first to find. I remember coming out to work on the trail a long time ago, and they swore up and down the original trail went through here, and it was so awful and hard to walk on. We thought that it was never going to be a trail, but look at it. It's pretty good. And it's surrounded by shady oak trees and big cone spruce. And it's nice to get out of the shade because, man, it's hot on the other side. So it looks like they put this picnic table where that old campsite used to be. There's the can, the ice can. What does it say? The Lorax. Hey, we have a Lorax here. Bench 10. A lot of tools. I tried to open some of those buckets. It looked like one of them had fuel in it. I don't know what the other ones had. Maybe water. Anyway, looks like they keep stuff here so they can work on it. I just saw a mountain lion. It's on the trail ahead of me. It was running away from me. I hope it runs far, far away from me. The mountain lion is the scariest thing you could ever see. So I saw him up there, and there's another ice can and some tools, some other stuff. It looked like he ran out from here, or from near here is where I saw him. Look, there's a water cache and more water. I don't mind bears, but mountain lions I'm not a fan of. Well, there's Ojai. There's Topa Topa Bluffs. I survived the mountain lion encounter, and the scree Cozy Dell shell is really terrible to build a trail on. They just turn into these slippy slidey things. So it's a water cache and an old ice can here. And looks like the trail goes up, maybe. It's really steep whenever it goes up. Some kind of thing here too. Well, I'm at bench number 9. It appears there's some little tent pads here. I passed one way back there, and then there's another one here, and I think there was one on the other side of this bush. And it looks like a little tiny fire pit, but you're not supposed to have any fires out here. But anyway, I'm going to check my progress and see how much longer I have. This trail really doesn't want to go downhill. I'm less than 10 miles from the end now. I hope Tony gets my message. If not, maybe I can hitchhike to the deer lodge and get something to eat. Okay, now it looks like it's going to go down, and rather abruptly. I see one of the picnic tables or something down there. Phew, that was a brutal descent. Oh, but here I am at the next bench. This is bench 8. Bench 5 is as far as I've ever gone on Kennedy Ridge Trail, coming up from the bottom. So now I've seen all the trail. I have to say, there's probably like maybe 2 months out of the year, maybe 3, when this trail might be pleasant to hike. It's November right now, early November, and it's really hot. And it's been pretty mild since I got to the Ocean View and Kennedy Ridge Junction, but the Ocean View was like super, super steep. But this has been completely shadeless, so I don't think I would do this in any other months besides December, January, February. Well, I have a little less than 5 miles left, and I'll probably get there right around dark. And Tony's on his way to meet me. I can't believe it. I thru-hiked the Santa Ynez Mountain range. Oh, this trail. It's gonna make me work for it. It's got me climbing back up again. 2.5 miles. Tony can't find the trail. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to hike out to wherever it is he is at. Okay, Tony found the trailhead, but he says there's an automatic gate that closes at 5. So I don't know if I'll get there by 5. So he's gonna hike a little bit on the trail, and then he'll move the car and I'll have to figure out where he is. So this trail is making me work for it. That's for sure. I still have 1.19 miles to go just to get to the trailhead. So the last bench was 0.82 miles from, I guess, the kiosk. The kiosk is 1.9 miles from the trailhead. This trail is making me suffer. Oh man, this has been a long and brutal day. Getting all stumbly. The sun is down. I don't know if I have a mile left or if that 1.19 miles from the kiosk, if I've done it already and now there's just this extra connector to the trailhead. I don't know. It's just taking forever. Now I just gotta figure out where Tony is. Well, that wasn't the end of my hike, and it wasn't the right place. When I got to the other side of the bridge, it was all enclosed in a cage. No way through. And I sent Tony a picture of the bridge. He says, you have to cross the bridge. And he couldn't tell me if it was the same bridge. And he says, well, I left you arrows. I don't see any arrows. So I'm trying this other route. Who knows how many miles this is going to be. Well, this didn't seem to be the right way. It just started taking me really far down to God knows where. So I'm going back to this post. Tony can't tell me where he is. He doesn't know where the hell he is. I'm gonna go back to this post and try to see what the arrows say and ask him if he can please send me exactly where he is, an address or something. And then maybe I can figure out how to get there. I mean, maybe I can walk cross country or something. I don't know. Anyway, I hear voices. Maybe they'll know how to get through this stupid gate. I'm following some hikers that came down, and it turned out I just didn't know where the trail was. It was behind this, what looked like a parking lot. I thought I was at Oso parking lot, but I didn't know where it was. So anyway, the hardest part of this hike is figuring out this Kennedy Ridge Trail. It's got the most markers of any trail I've ever seen, and that are the most, like, they get you the most lost. So they're the least informative.